Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. It's the Truth Serum. First and foremost, thank you, folks, for all the support you give me. My subs is rising up. You newcomers here, I'll try to give you good content the best I can, and I appreciate the old subscribers, new subscribers. Uh, I appreciate it, and it's Christmas time, and I hope everybody has safe holidays, prosperity, uh, and everything else. Merry Christmas, New York Jets, and a very happy New Year. So I just came back from holiday. Had a great time down in Pennsylvania, seeing Mother Nature and everything. I did a little short. So I just want, it's the end of the year. I'm surprised my subscribers is rising the way it is, but I was frozen and everything. If you know the history of my channel, there's some hurdles, but like I say, folks, don't give up. Keep forging ahead. There might be some obstacles, but we can rise up. So I appreciate your support. So Carmela, how are you? Good afternoon. Happy holidays, everybody. I'll try not to slurp. Uh, and this is a Christmas story. I wanted to relate to the mob or whatever. You know, I hate these words, mafia, mob. But we're gonna keep it going, Jets. And up at the club, they used to do it up at the club, and they had a Christmas tree, and there was gifts all over the place, and I would sneak over and see if any had my name on it, just like I did when I was 9 years old. So it didn't change as an adult. So I would see what was over there, and they would have a party, and then the people would just take the gifts, and then it was like today, a couple days after Christmas, I went back up to the club, and there was still a couple of gifts under the tree, and I looked at the name on the gifts, and it was like, uh-oh. You know, you get a feeling that, you know, this guy didn't make it. And I went in the back and I said, when are you going to take the tree down? He says, well, you know, usually after New Year's and whatnot. I says, well, what about them presents under there? He says, well, what do you mean? Well, he'll come pick them up or whatever. And then he says, oh, what size are you? You know, I was like, what do you mean? What size am I? He's going, take the gifts. Take the gifts. There's a sweater and remember back then they had aqua velvet, you know, aqua velvet. I think that's what it was called. Like men's aftershave. And I was and the sweater was too big. And then I could figure out, you know, like does the like Cinderella slipper, does the slipper fit? Then I figured out this was a big bruiser, and it was a couple sizes too big, and I was like, oh man, this guy didn't make it. It was sad because it seemed like a lot of times these people met their fate around Christmas time. I don't understand it. You know, the wife and kids, and they're waiting for them to come home, and it was just like, but everything was just so nonchalant at the club, like it was nothing, and I couldn't really ask any questions. And it was like, you know, this is my Christmas story, you know. Jacquard Nor. Oh yeah, that was the best, Jets. The Jacquard Nor. Oh boy, you go out with that. So I try to tie in a mob story to a Christmas story, and I don't know. It seemed like a lot of foul play foul play happened, but geez, you know what? I'm gonna tie in another thing that happened. There was two informants. Legend has it there was two informants, and they were bad actors. And my godfather was assigned to. They were bad actors, and they were going to go to the FBI or whatever. And my godfather I was always trying to be a thinker strategist. I never participated in nothing. I just would always think, what would be the perfect this or the perfect that? I would just think it up in my mind. Sometimes them guys would get drunk and they'd say, Jojo, what's the perfect cry, and I would just say, well, if you're going to do this, I would do it like this. If you're going to do this, just in shooting the breeze, just whatever. No one's going to take me serious. So it's like, if you could get your two targets in the same place, if you could get your two targets in the same place, like maybe at one of their houses, and that target has a gun. So if you put them under, under your power with a gun, if you put a gun on them and you tell them, hey, go get your gun, hand it over or whatever. Let me look, and then you can make it look so you got both your informants there. So you would tell them, you got one shot. Take your gun, kill him, and I'll let you go. Or a guy's got him under fire, under a gun on him. So if you could get both targets in the same place, maybe they're informants, and then you tell them, all right, spin the barrel. If there's one bullet, put one bullet in there, spin the barrel. If you dodge it, it's a 6-shooter. You got a 1 in 6 chance. If you dodge it, sounds crazy, but a lot of these guys were psychopaths. And spin it. If you dodge it, let you go. But he was already paid to have them both eliminated, so he's just playing the sick game. So, but as far as forensics and everything goes, it looks like a murder-suicide. Then the guy blasts, boom, you put it right in there, and you say, you put it right where it's lined up in the chamber, and then boom. So, and then he'll fall the same way, the gun will fall. So forensics wasn't that powerful back then anyways. So then it would look like a murder-suicide, 2 for 1. I don't know why I threw that in. I don't know why I threw that in there, but I don't know. But try to think up, try to foolproof things. There wasn't cameras on every corners in the streets, and there wasn't surveillance and everything like that. But I don't know. But going back to the club, when those gifts were still under there, fast forward at an event later on, some of those family members of the person that never got to unwrap them gifts, they were trying to bum rush me at certain places. Where's so-and-so? Where's so-and-so? And it's like, I don't know. I'm nobody. They don't give me privileged information. I'm not a made guy. I don't know what the hell. I run around trying to grab a couple dollars here and there, but I was like being bum rushed wherever I would go, and then I finally had to put an end to it and tell my godfather, tell these guys enough's enough. I don't know what happened. But it's the fallout of that kind of stuff where you don't hear it on these mob channels, but it's the other stuff they don't tell you about, these relationships with these loved ones that their lives are shattered. And of course you could say, well, their spouses chose that life. Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. but it's still real and it still happens. And I just remember them gifts under the tree, just like, gosh, man. The old man boss, he didn't blink an eye. Well, let's see if that stuff fits, blah, blah, blah. I says, well, ain't he gonna come get it? He says, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He went to California or something. He went to Vegas. Well, don't worry about it. He ain't coming back. Okay, like, you know. But then the brother comes snooping around, and then until you tell them, hey, enough's enough. I don't have power. I'm not violent, but I had to get some people with higher power, like Jesus, the higher power. I needed some divine help too, but some man help also. But I do appreciate you folks coming in here and supporting me. My subscribers rose faster than they ever have. Jesus, we're knocking off 50s and hundreds. Well, let's go to 1,000. Maybe I'll try to get some better lighting and everything, and spruce it up a little bit. Get more tech, diversify. I'm repeating myself, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But I can't be more appreciative and thankful that you people come in here, shoot the breeze with me, and it's hard. I don't know how some of these mob channels, these guys, they just remember so many things with such careful detail and everything. I mean, gosh, it's 40 years back with most of these stories. 40 years. And a lot of times when you're under stress and fear, you might block some of these things out as you grow older. Just block things out, stuff them away, and for better mental health. And but then when you get older, though, you think about things, and a lot of these killers had a lot of. Some are just ruthless killers. They just kill. They could sleep like a baby. But even the toughest killers got nightmares and a lot of post stress after that. So I mean, we're all human, emotional creatures, and you could be the toughest, ruthless killer, but when you're 65, 70, you go to bed. Some of them might still have flashbacks and nightmares, and that happened with my godfather, the toughest of them all. And he was saying something. I'd say, what's wrong? Well, I didn't sleep well, and it's like, well, yeah, and he telling me about a situation, and it's like, wow, holy cow. He says, you just don't forget about it. You stuff it away, and then it could reappear. It could show its ugly face. Some it may not, but some it does. But so I appreciate your support. I wanted to put something in here for your folks just to touch base. And yeah, and I try to show the more reality of a lot of the stuff that a lot of these other guys don't talk about. Being interpersonal with these people and how their behavior was and what happened after the fact. They talk about such violence and killing and everything, and like it's a movie, and then they don't talk about the aftermath of what it does to these human emotional creatures that is never spoken upon. I mean, maybe I'm just more emotional than the rest of them guys, them tough guys. That's all. So let's fly right up to 700 subscribers while we're at it. Now we're going to target 1,000. Might as well. I dream big, folks. Dream big. Set goals. You can do it. Inch by inch, you can do it. If you know this channel, I've been censored, everything under the sun. I felt like giving up a few times, but I like you people so much. I come back no matter what. So, um, and then we're gonna do another Joey Merlino follow up. I gotta piggyback that thumbnail because I get some views on that. So, forgive me. It's the Mob Soap Opera Tube, Mob Tube, YouTube, Mob Soap Opera, and it is a soap opera because if these guys were so pissed off at each other, like gangsters that they wouldn't be talking any smack on no YouTube channel. They'd be on the road going, yeah, how are we going to sneak this mofo? He's talking smack, disrespect. When disrespect is so big in the mob and they're all disrespecting each other left and right, it's all a soap opera because in the real world, they say Mike Francis is hiding out there or whatever. Somebody could probably, I'm not condoning anybody search Mike Francis down or anything like that. He's just selling his wares and everybody else is just doing their shows, But if it was that bad, I mean, but I got to say, Joey Merlino walks the streets. Sammy the Bull's in a cave. Mike Francis is in a fortress. And if a lot of people don't like John A. Light, he walks the streets. He walks the streets. These other guys won't go back in their neighborhoods and walk the streets. And they're tough guys. Sammy the Bull, supposed to be one of the most ruthless hitmen, won't go to New York. I don't know. People get old and maybe they just don't want to go. I mean, it's easy to play armchair quarterback, but not everybody feels the same way we feel to say, well, why don't they do that? Why don't do that? Well, no, everybody's not going to do everything the way you want them to do it, Joe. So that's all. But Brooklyn and the feeling you get when you're in Brooklyn and New York, and I was born there, and how you would not want to go back, EB23. Merry Christmas, my good friend, and Happy New Year's. Hey, thank you for adding something. These New Year's resolutions, smoking, but health goal, exercise, less caffeine, less nicotine. And my goal for 2024 is 1,000 subscribers. And we're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it in. EB23. We're going to get it in. Carmela Falco. We're going to get it in. The New York Jets 15. We're going to get it. That's all. I'm confident. And I'll manifest it. I'll manifest it into reality. Because the way I look at it, if I had a set and a network production and I had a talk show, I'd be the best one out there. I do this with nothing, no scripts and anything. Well, I like to talk. I like to talk. And I could do a script. I could probably even act in a Hollywood movie. To be or not to be, that is the question. Though it is noble in the minds of man. Cut. So my goal is 1,000 subscribers. My other goal is let's rise up our thinking, our love and compassion, because I get pissed off at shit. I get pissed off at stuff. And I got to learn how to temper things. The world is going to be the world. We gotta enhance and uplift our world, our family, our friends, whatever's in your space. We gotta rise that up. So my goals, as far as this hobby, cut down on the smokes and enjoy, and maybe laugh more. I laugh a lot, but and my other goal is to get more lighting, a better technology. Maybe get a co-host in here. Merlino walks the streets as well. He was in New York City over Christmas at a different spot every night. He was edging on Gene Berlin and stuff. Oh yeah, yes, the Jets. Boy, that Merlino, he's got cayunes. That's the gangster. That's like some of them guys were. He epitomizes. You see these mob guys, and a lot of people don't like Joey Merlino. But I'll tell you one thing: he walks the walk and he talks the talk as a wise guy, and that's all there is. I never view Mike Francis as a wise guy, tough guy. No, no, he was an accountant, but he's raiding the streets. He's raiding the streets. And he's got a chip on his shoulder. And then Gene Borrello saying, oh, I was in prison. He was a little weasel and all this and that. Gene Borrello was running from a girl on one of the videos. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that Borrello's not a dangerous man. He might be a little tilted. I mean, you got to perceive these people as however you perceive them. But, you got to perceive them. I know a guy like him, Tommy A. If you're watching this, Tommy A., you remind me of him. He reminds me of you, Tommy A. That's all I'm going to say. I'm doing a show. That's all I'm going to say. But they don't care about going to doing time. They got 1976 on their prison uniform for the date when they go in. 1976 they got on their. It puts the date when you were received into prison on your prison outfit. But I think Gene Borrello's is Joey Big Time. Joey Big Time, this is a new guy here. Joey Big Time, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I appreciate your support here. If you watch my channel, you know how I do it. I try to give you a more personal side of some of that stuff. I wasn't, if I was a made man, if I wanted to be made back then, I wouldn't be alive right now. Yeah. I would never, I wouldn't have made it. I had good protection, but no. I wouldn't have made it because you get pissed off and aggravated and you talk shit and then you can't get, no, you guys know how that shit works. Joey Big Time, nice channel name. So the goals, look, smoke less. What do you got? Sometimes you feel like, well, I like coffee. I like nicotine. I smoke. Well, I'm 60. Whatever happens, happens. Yeah, I think I could quit smoking and preserve my health to try to make it to 80 or 90 and all that. But I don't know. I sit here, I'll go stir crazy. So, yeah, Gene Borrello, but it's a soap opera. I mean, this YouTube with these mobsters is just turned into a soap opera. The old timers, there's a couple old timers that I'll say watch. They're like, what? What are they doing? What? I go, well, just what? First they didn't agree with me doing this, and then they're like, well, go ahead. You tell it's you're a grown man, do what you want, but before they, and then I showed them the things where Mike Francis puts in his thumbnails, mafia boss, mob boss, Mike. He puts in his own thumbnails, Mike Francis, mob boss. But they piss their pants and they laugh. Boss. They anointed him to be a captain, which was bull crap anyways. Oh, he had power over 200 people. Oh, okay. In grade school, when they say you could be the hall monitor, and if the kids are walking, I'm dating myself. If you were running in the hallway, they'd say, go back and walk, like the hall monitor. He was like the hall monitor. And he had to pay to be the hall monitor. He had to pay for that title. That's all. But, it's the mob soap opera. He's got his hand out. He's selling everything under the sun. Well, that's it. If the people want to buy it, they buy it. He tells good stories, but sometimes I think he talks condescending down to the people, like they're all sucker mamalukes. What the hell? Sammy the Bull tells good stories, whether he's making them up or not. Well, some people like a nice bedtime story, and that's it. It's all entertainment. I don't even care what's the truth or not anymore. This is the truth serum. But it's just like whoever you find entertaining, whoever you gravitate to, if you like their personality, you're going to like their story, or vice versa, or however it works. I appreciate the people that come in here, a few people, my ticker's going up. It's good enough for me. I am what I am, just like Popeye. I am what I am. That's it. However I grow. But they're running out of shit. Merlino actually did a podcast at a restaurant. If he was no longer in the mob and Broncos, I'm sure people would have had a problem with. Not the case for his naysayers. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird dynamic because he came back and they're saying, oh, well, he's got a nice place to stay. He's got a Rolls Royce, whatever. Well, somebody. Well, guess what? If that's what he's got, he's made relationships where he knows millionaires that are going to help him out. So people could hate on him. He's trying to survive. He did time. He did time in prison. It ruins your life. What's on his resume? What, like you think these guys, they get out of jail, you think they're just going to assimilate back into society and go get a 9-to-5 somewhere? What's on their resume? What are your skills? Well, I made it to 9th grade. Then I started, joined a fam, whatever. What's on the resume? So you got to take it all in consideration. And then they become 60 years old and then they're out of prison and they're starting with nothing. Well, maybe he made some relationships, positive relationships, where somebody is going to help him out. God, that's love and compassion, folks. That's love and compassion. My cousin Vic did years in the Fed pen for some people. And when he got out, they paid him. How about Joey Merlino didn't rat on some people? They might have said, thank you for not ratting. Here's some money. Thank you, pal. Did anybody ever think of that? Some of these guys go away, they do their time like a man, and there's 5 other people in the background going, oh my gosh, these indictments are gonna be handed down. Oh Lord, what and it's crickets, nothing happens. Then they realize, wow, the guy didn't rat. So you got to take that into consideration. I did a video way back. I might redo it again because I'm getting new subscribers about my cousin. And he was running around once upon a time. And it was iffy evidence. It was foggy evidence about who did what or whatever. And then I don't, like in the background, the guy said, listen, there's money waiting. Go do the 1.5 years. This is going to be for you. Would you go do 2 years? Would you do 3 years for somebody for 500,000, for $1 million? Would you go to a federal pen for 5 years if you knew that you had 700,000 waiting? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people wondering what Joey Merlino was gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna get there this year. I have been smoking less during the day, EB23. So Joey Merlino's channel is blowing up, and a lot of people don't like his personality. What do these people think? He's an altar boy? Oh, he's a Guido Italian. Well, they're Italian Guido. I'm one. What do you want? What do these people want? That's the ways the personality of these guys. That's more of a true personality of a gangster than Mike. If people are looking for that, it's a big buffet. It's a big mob tube buffet. It just pick what you like. That's all. It's a soap opera, but then people are gonna sling shit. Oh, this guy, that guy. Mike Francis said, Joey Merlino, don't talk shit about my family, blah, 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 and all this. And there's big controversy, all that kind of stuff. You're supposed to have been involved in all these murders. You're worried about somebody talking. Well, some things are left sacred. A little smack talking about something is going to offend them that much. I don't know. I don't know. They both benefited from that controversy. They both benefited from that soap opera because the views went up. I did a story on it. My views went up. I piggybacked it. Yes. I got to use all the strategy I can over here. So, you get that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it's a soap opera. It's a crazy soap opera. But I like Joey Merlino and, the people that, if the people don't like him, then don't watch him. The thing is, a lot of times the people don't like these people, but they're still interested in them stories. That's weird. It's weird. It's like watching Jerry Springer. It's like, I ain't gonna watch all this crazy shit, but it's like, it's entertaining. It's entertaining. I mean, that's human behavior. We're curious. We like dirty laundry. We're peeping toms. We're looking through the window. What's going on in there? So we're gonna rise up to 1,000 subscribers. And Michael Mormill, welcome, a new guy in here. It's like the Richard Bay show. Yes. Wow, I appreciate new people coming in here. I'm not that big mob channel, all that. I'm a more down to earth kind of guy. I ran around, but the tough guy works in the factory 40 hours, commutes, and supports his children. Those are the tough guys. My grandpa, tough, working hard. That's tough. That's tough. These guys, they go do a hit, 25,000, 30,000. They got money all over the place. But guess what? All these guys, most of them died broke. Yeah. Hey, thank you. They never say it, but a lot of the guys didn't have an investment consultant. A lot of them didn't have a portfolio for investments. They just money, they spent it, but they either if they lived, they didn't have money afterwards unless they got into real estate, legitimate business, and build up some financial a foundation based on that. But I knew a guy though that did that in the outskirts. One guy out of a million that did that, and he was making scores, and he was buying a little plot of land, build a house. But then he was doing strategies like that. But a lot of them do years in prison. They come out. What's their skills? What's on their resume? We unpack everything here, Michael. We unpack everything here. because it just seems like all these channels are theater, but we're gonna go behind, we're gonna sneak around behind the scenes and see what we can come up with. And I don't like bashing them guys anymore. I mean, they don't know me from a bag of beans. They don't know. Mike would never admit I was running around. He would never admit it. He'd lose his shine. He'd never admit it. So, but that's all right. That's all right. Now listen, Billy and Sally, buy the wine, buy the cruise. Now listen, Billy and Sally, get your credit card out. People do it, they do it. Where's that 400 million? Then somebody gets in the comments and says, "Oh, he don't have that much money." Well, they're so far away from the actual facts. Then you get the armchair people, which I appreciate. People got a right to put their comments. I invite comments, good or bad, but they're so bamboozled. Those are the kind of guys that buy swampland, and they fall for that stuff. They fall for it. Oh, he don't have any money, truth serum, and that's why he's got to sell wine and cruises because he doesn't have any money. Really? Really? I might have been short on how much I guessed he still has. I might have been short on my guesstimate. So, but that's all right. Everybody has their opinions, and they have a right to voice them. It's an open forum, and that's all right. But whatever he says he has, I'm guessing he's got more, and he wants more, and he don't have enough. And he's selling. There's a link to my book in the book I wrote, memoir. I don't try to sell it every day. I don't have a lot. I'm on a budget. I'm not this old gangster that accumulated wealth and I got money buried over here. No. But I think I'm a happier guy than them guys. I think I'm happier and blessed even more. It's not all in direct. Your happiness is not always in just direct correlation of your bank account. There's other factors in a person's happiness. I'm happy just to be alive at 60 after being dead for longer than any human. So I'm happy. I'm happy I got a beautiful daughter. That's my riches. I'm happy I got these people coming in here to talk to an old man, shoot the breeze. Those are my blessings. I don't need Maseratis and mansions. I wouldn't mind them though. Be a show off? No. If I had wealth, I'd be more charitable if I had wealth. He's got them people, Mike Francis, the poor homeless. They're coming closer and closer to his fortress. Build something for them. The Church of Mike. Build something for them over there. Do some giveaways. Joey Merlino's doing giveaways down there. Everybody's saying he's so broke. Well, how's he doing these giveaways? People that have less seem to be more charitable for human behavior, human psychology. Merlino makes a lot of charitable donations to host dinner for kids, holiday gifts, etc. I think they give away 500. Yeah, they gave away 500 bikes. They're on a hammer and chisel budget. There were wise guys that had good hearts, good-hearted people for the underdog. I don't like bashing Mike, but geez, Mike, come off it. If there was a crumb on the floor and a mouse was going after it, you'd pick up the crumb before the mouse got to it. I always use that in my videos. But you got Hollywood production crew. Go out in the street. What are you afraid to go in the streets, bro? Go in the streets. Dig ground for a center. Them homeless are getting closer to the fortress. Then the government will subsidize it thereafter. Get the ball rolling. Yeah. Joey says the streets aren't for you, but Mike says the same. Yeah, don't do like I did. Don't do like I did. And then he's got his hand out. Come on, get your credit card out. I got a fresh bouquet from southern France that it was picked, ba 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 ba, and go buy this wine for $500. Him and Chaz Palminteri up there, like two Mama Lukes holding a glass of wine like a femme, and you're trying to sell. I thought you were a boss, a mob boss, like Chaz Palminteri. He was in a movie. What are you? Mm. He was a fake boss in a movie, and you were a fake boss in real life. Two fake bosses standing up there holding a glass of wine, feminine, trying to sell wine. I felt embarrassed for you when I watched it. I don't know. What's this world coming to? This Chaz, yeah, Chaz is in two movies. Now he's connected. Yeah, really? Yeah, I'd like to see him go to one of the Columbo's Club back in the day or whatever. They're painting polished pictures of stuff that never existed. They're painting Rembrandts. And some people appreciate it. That's a nice picture. So, yeah. He's got a church to donate to. So guess what? If he's under the umbrella corporate name of a church, DBA, then guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Everything that's derived there under the church of Mike Francis, you don't have to pay taxes. Wow. When it comes to taxes and schemes and everything else, there's Mike Francis. Sir, yes, sir. All present and accounted for. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, why don't we just do it under the Church of Mike and anything that's derived, any revenues derived, yeah, it's under the church's name. We don't have to pay. In that shitbox state, California, New York City boy. New York City boy, folks. Oh, well. This video is going on longer than I anticipated, but I'm lonely. And the people come in here and talk. I'll talk. Cigarette, coffee, good enough for me. I like people. I like to raise people up. I'm for the underdog. Love and compassion. And these guys, they're talking all this big game and all this big money, and they're not charitable. Joey Merlino is. Sammy the Bull, he wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. So forget about that. Forget that stuff. That's all. They had Happy New Year, Michael. They used to have at the club, they used to have certain giveaway things. If you had well, I guess it's always jackets because the homeless need jackets, so a lot of times it's jackets, but they had a thing, but they were going to give it to a mission because I remember there was a room in the back of the club, and I was like, what the heck's going on here? But all the families and everything, and I tell you, some of the stuff looked brand new. But then they would give it to the mission. I think there was a St. Vincent mission, or what, and they would do that. Try to do something good for the people. Mm-hmm. Mike, give something to the charities. Give something. If you don't want to leave the fortress, pay somebody to go out there and help some people out. That's all. If you're running a church, where didn't Jesus go? Jesus didn't hang out with the royalty. Jesus went to the people that needed help. You said you read that Bible in solitary confinement. Well, what did you learn from that, bro? You read the Bible in solitary confinement. What did you derive from that? Get your credit card out, folks. Get your credit card out, folks. That's what you got. Then you use the church's name to even get to realize more money. Wow. I don't know. I don't know. It don't make sense to me. He tries to come off as this polished mob boss and everything, but there's still some people that are alive. They're not all dead or doing life in prison. There are still some people alive that just know but your fans like it. Your fans like it. Your fans like it. But there was times he said he was in jail. He wasn't in jail. Mm-mm. Whatever he had going on with the FBI and backdoor deals or whatever they were trying to put in the proffers as public information, whatever they were trying to manipulate, it's not that story. It's not that story. It's not that. It is not that story. No. You got to understand that a lot of these people were dealing with the FBI, then MobTube, like MobTube, all the viewers that watch this stuff, they're led to believe that, well, at this point in time, this guy started dealing with the FBI. Well, a lot of times it was way before that. And they don't want to lose their shine or their persona or their image to their viewers. Well, just come clean. If it happens in the life, it's part of the game. Nobody wants to be the mob rat on MobTube. Well, it's part of the game. Someone's going to rat on you before you rat on them. But a lot of times that wasn't the situation. And you just cold-heartedly, they just went and just spilled the beans on somebody. There was gangsters that were on FBI payroll for years. Years and years and years. Captains and what are they saying? Persico was even on the Persico, Columbus. It's part of the game. They don't have to be so uptight about admitting it. I mean, that's why when Sammy the Bull and Mike Francis did that thing with Vila, Sammy the Bull was right about Mike. That's why Mike Francis went nuts. You know how he's always calm and collective, but when you strike a nerve with him and you try to take the shine off of him and the image he's been trying to perpetrate on his viewers, then yeah, he gets nuts. He gets nuts, just like Joey Merlino touched that nerve. But you're such a tough mob guy. Go find Joey Merlino in Florida and Philadelphia and have a sit down. Everything to Mike Francis is a sit down, a sit down, a sit down. It's insane. Hey, let's go have a cup of coffee. Well, I had a sit down with yeah. It's getting old, bro. It's getting old. It's getting old. Everything to him is a sit down. A sit down. Well, when you were in the Colombo family, you had your sit down over here, and then the real shot callers had their sit downs over here. Okay? You were playing checkers and drinking your wine in these sit downs, but then the real shot callers were having real sit downs. So that's how that goes. You want to be a captain? Here, hand over some more money. You want to be anything you want to be? Okay, fine. Hand over some money. That's all. So we're going to leave this under 50 minutes. I appreciate everybody. The new people, Michael Momil. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Mormile. The New York Jets, Carmela. Be the kings and queens of your world and don't give up. This is just mob talk. You guys have real lives. Rise your energy up, rise your spirit up, and set these goals. They're easy goals to achieve. It's a starting point. You got to have a beginning. You got to have an end. So start up, get in there. I'm a procrastinator, but I'm going to have to do better. Nice to meet you, Mike. I got to do better. We're just humans. We're fascinated by the mob and everything, but we all have regular lives. Let's enhance our lives. Let's enhance our mental thinking. People are struggling with addiction, mental health, suicidal thoughts. This is all real life stuff. So let's rise up. And if you could help an underdog out. So we're gonna have a great new year. I'm gonna have 1,000 subscribers in no time. We're gonna rock and roll. New York Jets, Michael, Carmela, EB23, Joey Big Time, great channel name. Why couldn't I pick that name? Joey Big Time. Jeez. So yes, we are energy creatures. We are energy creatures. We're vibing. We're vibing out. We're not going to talk about the matrix or quantum physics or anything like that right now. But I've done it before. And, you know, we are more powerful than just being mere human beings. We do have more divine power in us. We got to get our mind straight. I'm a little crazy. So in 2024, I'm going to have to get level. Write down my goals. Write down your goals. When you write something, it's double folded. It's more powerful when you speak it and write it and then act on it. That's the triple fold. We'll get it all here. Thank you, my good friends. Like, subscribe, chat. Well, you chatted already. My mind is shot. Go do 2 backflips. Buy the book. I'm eating bologna sandwiches, but I'm happy. But it's a good read. It's a good read. Believe me, I can write like a mofo. So I think I covered it all and more. I appreciate your support. And be safe on New Year's. If you're going to go out and party and rock and roll and everything, get a designated driver. And if you're struggling, reach out to somebody. Don't be embarrassed if you need help. I mean, don't be embarrassed. Men try to be tough and and they don't want to show weakness. Well, I'm struggling with some things, and that's the tough guy that wants to help. So reverse osmosis. All right. I don't want to leave you guys. I don't want to leave you guys. Oh, wow. Thank you, everybody. I'll be back again, and we'll see what I got. And I do appreciate your support. So we'll chat again. The new people in here, Eminem. You're Eminem now, Mike. You're Eminem. So thank you, folks. God bless you all. Stay safe.